Welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad you're here. Today, I want to tell you something very important, something we all face, but very few people talk about it honestly: failure. Have you ever failed at something so badly that you just wanted to disappear? Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you failed an exam you studied so hard for. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough, and you believed them. I know that feeling. I've been there too. But let me tell you a secret. Every great success story begins with failure. Not some of them, all of them. Failure isn't the end. Sometimes, it's the beginning of something powerful, something life-changing. Today, I want to share some real stories with you. Stories of people who failed just like you and me, but they didn't stop there. These are not just their stories. They could be yours too. So stay with me, and let's walk through failure step by step until it becomes success. Let's start with a name you probably know: Thomas Edison. Now imagine this. You have a dream. You want to light up the world. Literally. You start working on it. You try and try again. And you fail, not once, not twice, but over 1,000 times. Most people would quit. They'd say, "This isn't for me." They'd give up and move on. But not Edison. He once said something beautiful: "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." Do you see how powerful that is? Instead of calling them failures, he called them steps. He didn't take failure personally. He saw it as part of the process. People laughed at him. They said he was crazy, wasting time. But then, one day it worked. And the world changed forever. Now we have light bulbs, electricity, a brighter world because one man refused to stop trying. So the next time you feel like quitting, ask yourself, what if I'm on step 999? What if the next one is the one that works? Now let me tell you about someone who created magic, literally. Before there was Hogwarts, before there was Harry Potter, there was just a woman. Alone, struggling, and broken. J.K. Rowling. She was a single mother. She had no money. She lived in a small apartment in Scotland, and sometimes she couldn't even afford to heat it. She had depression. She had doubts. She thought she had failed at life. But she had a story in her heart. She started writing Harry Potter in cafes while her baby slept beside her. She believed in her story even when no one else did. And guess what? 12 publishers said no. They rejected her, said the book wouldn't sell. But number 13 said yes. And today, J.K. Rowling's books have sold over 500 million copies. They've changed childhood for millions. They've made magic real. She once said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." Sometimes you have to hit the bottom so you can push yourself upward. If you're at rock bottom right now, don't be ashamed. Maybe it's your beginning, just like hers. Now let's talk about someone we all know: Steve Jobs. He created Apple, the iPhone, the iPad. He changed how we live, how we work, how we talk to each other. But did you know he was once fired from Apple? Yes, fired from the company he created. Can you imagine how that must have felt? He said, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have happened to me." That failure gave him space to create Pixar, which made Toy Story. And then he started another company, Next, which later helped Apple grow even more. Eventually, Apple asked him to come back. And the rest is history. Sometimes, the thing that feels like the end is just a new beginning in disguise. Sometimes, you need to get out to grow, to rediscover who you really are. So don't be afraid of detours. Sometimes, they take you exactly where you need to go. Let's talk about Oprah. Today, she's a billionaire, a media queen, an inspiration to millions. But did you know she was once told, "You're not fit for TV"? She was fired from her first job as a news anchor. They said she was too emotional, too different. But Oprah didn't give up. She didn't try to be someone else. She chose to be herself. She brought her heart, her truth, and her passion to everything she did. And that's what made her unstoppable. She once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." What hurt you today could be the reason you rise tomorrow. Now, maybe you're thinking, that's great for Edison, Rowling, Jobs, Oprah, but I'm just a regular person. Let me tell you something. So were they. They weren't born successful. They had no magic powers. They were just like you. Ordinary people who kept going when others gave up. Success doesn't come to the lucky. It comes to the brave. To the ones who fall down 7 times and stand up 8. And that can be you. Let's talk science for a moment. Psychologists have studied failure. And do you know what they found? People who fail and learn from it become more creative, more resilient, more humble, more human. There's even a word for it, grit. It means passion and perseverance. The ability to keep going even when it's hard. Failure trains you for real life. It gives you muscles you didn't know you had. So the next time something goes wrong, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? If you're hurting right now, if you feel like you've failed, please know this. You are not alone. You're not broken. You're not useless. You're not behind. You're just becoming. You are in the middle of a story. Powerful story. And maybe this chapter is hard, but it's not the last one. There's more waiting for you. If you don't quit, let me leave you with this. Every no you hear, every rejection letter, every heartbreak, every mischance is not the end. It's a redirection, a lesson, a necessary stop on your way to something greater. Edison, Rowling, Jobs, Oprah, they failed but they didn't quit. And neither should you. The journey to success isn't a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, twists and turns. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So if you failed today, smile, because you're one step closer to success. Just keep going.